Alright guys, tonight we are going to be beginning our small group, and we are going to be studying the book of James. And basically what we're going to do is we're just going to pick out a couple verses each week that have some pretty good lessons in them, and we are just going to go from there. See where the conversation takes us and see how we can all learn and grow together. So all that being said, I think the first thing we should do is pray. Does anybody have any prayer requests? No? No, hey, you don't have to. You're not required to have prayer requests. You can't do like we used to do in Baptist Sunday school. Unspoken.
I have a double unspoken.
I have an unspoken. So I got 3 prayer requests and 2 unspoken. So, I have a prayer request. So, it's an unspoken, so I'm not going to say it. No, I'm just kidding. So basically I have someone who is a dear friend of mine who, basically, he's from Virginia. We met. We hung out for many years, got in all kinds of trouble together, but he was a really good friend of mine, and obviously I moved on, changed my life, done all this stuff, and he is still stuck right in the middle of spinning his wheels. And he was going to have to do like 6 months in jail for some probation and child support issues and just bad stuff. And so his mom drove all the way up to Virginia, and she lives here in Marietta, and like kind of spoke on his behalf and said, listen, if you let me take him down with me to Georgia, like I'll keep him out of trouble. And he's like my age. He's almost 30, and he doesn't have anything to his name. Like we went out to dinner the other night, and he had to text me first. Was like, all right, bro, I don't have any dough. I can't get any money from my mom. She won't give me any money. I don't have any money. He's like 30 years old, and it's really sad. And he, like I say, he's a really good friend of mine. And so we went and met and had dinner last week sometime, and he's just really in a bad spot. Like he knows he needs some help in some way. He doesn't really know what to do. He's struggling with drugs, struggles with alcohol, and he's got a dad, or not a dad, his dad, he found his dad dead of a heart attack like when he was 17, and so he's always really struggled with that. His dad was like his best friend, and ever since he's been lost and spinning his wheels. And so had dinner with him, and he's just really in a bad spot because he's got a kid, he's got a daughter, she's like 5, and I don't think he was ever married to her, but they have a terrible relationship. Every time he's seen her in the last several years, he's been like really messed up and high and stuff. So just keep it. His name's Luke. Just keep him in your prayers. I talked to him, and his mom wanted him to go talk to some counselor, and he's like, no way, so against it. He wasn't going to do rehab, wasn't going to do anything. And I think we talked for like 2 or 3 hours the other night and had dinner, and I think I really kind of tried to encourage him a lot and helped him out. So he's in a real tough spot, or pivotal spot right now, because he just got a job at a pizza place, and I told him like my worst fear for him is that he comes down here, gets a menial job doing something, and finds the same exact wrong crowd down here that he found up there, because those types of people find each other. And so sure enough, now he's got a job, and so I told him, just make sure he doesn't, stays away from those people and stuff. But just really remember him, I said, when you guys are praying this week. So anyways, I want to get that out there. I love the guy. I really want to see him succeed. So anyways. All right, well, I'll open us up in prayer. So Lord, we just thank you for tonight. We thank you for this group and this study, Lord, and I pray that that you show us all something through this about ourselves, and help us to really use this time to grow spiritually, and to lean on each other. And I just pray that you are with my friend Luke as he's going through this really tough time, and just open his eyes and take the scales off, and just show him really, Lord, who you are and what you want to do for him, and that even though he's had bad things happen to him, that you love him. And so we just love you, and just be with us tonight. So tonight we're going to be looking at James chapter 1, and we're just going to be looking at really 2 main verses tonight. and it is verses 2 through 4. So, would anybody like to read James 2 through 4?
I'll do it.
Okay, go ahead.
Consider it great joy, my brothers, whenever you experience various trials, knowing that the testing of your faith produces endurance. But endurance must do its complete work, so that you may be mature and complete, lacking nothing.
All right, great. So, the main thing that I want to talk about tonight is trials. We all go through them. We've all been through them. We all know people who are probably going through tough ones right now. If we're not, most of the time, I think maybe we're going in a trial in one form or another. So, what is your definition of a trial?
Well, I was just thinking like Heather, like James is one of my favorite books too, and like when my mom was ill, like I use those verses especially in direct relation to like her situation. But now, like I see it as like something where it can be something like that, but it also can be something where God just wants to like refine us, or maybe there's something that's in us that's not like godly, and that He's wanting to like change our attitudes or change our mindsets or remove something from our lives. And that's not easy, but it's for a long-term purpose, which I think is what the goal is.
I think also it can be. I think when it says trials, it's talking about the way that we see it, like human-wise. But I think that for God, it's a time of refining. For us, He's using various situations to teach us through that. And we look at it and it's hard. It's just something that's hard, whether it's emotional or physical, or it could be anything from losing our car, one of our two main vehicles of transportation. It's just like, it can be anything. And even through that, taking away materialistic or, tangible items, it can still grow us emotionally and spiritually.
So you said that the way that God sees it is really like a time of refining. You said it's not the way that we see it. So like what?
A lot of times I think we see it as like just bad stuff happening to us, and that's where like just our human way of like perceiving the situation at the beginning of that time, like you always are just like, wow, this is really crappy, and whereas like as you work through it, God's using that to like really work in your heart and in how you perceive that particular thing. So
Yeah. Well, I think the bottom line is also that life is hard, and we live in a fallen, unideal world where, trials of all kinds happen. We lose people we love, and things break, and but I think also another underlying thought I would have here is that when it says various trials, knowing that the testing of it produces faith, I think to me that also means that when you're in the midst of those circumstances, those difficult times, that you trust God. Because faith also just means basically saying in these moments, if you're, just, Lord, I don't know what the heck you're doing right now. Thank goodness I'm not in control. Sometimes I really wish I was. But even though I know awful things can happen, in spite of all of this, I do trust you. And I think when we have those moments where we just finally admit I'm going to choose to trust you, that's where the real refinement takes place, because that's an act of total surrender.
So tough though, isn't it?
Oh my gosh, yes.
Oh, I live that every single day of my life. So something interesting I just thought, like when Heather was speaking and when you were speaking, is that you said like when things happen to us, and then you said, well, life is just hard. The truth is, like a lot of the stuff we do with the trials, like it really has, like when you lose someone,